Rochdale Canal, 1804. You know what I mean? It is our history. And like it changed the landmarks, didn't it? You know, it changed everything, the landscape. You know what I mean? And to me, it's important because how can you move forward in life if you don't look back? There's a lot of potential. You've still got redundant mills outside the canal. You know, certainly in Manchester, it's been shown what it can do at Castlefield, you know what I mean? If you invest in your heritage, waterside apartments or properties are worth 20% more. People like living near water. It's our heritage, we need to protect it. And not only do we need to protect it like the Rochdale Canal, we need to invest in it and we need to make improvements. Because if we sit on our laurels, these things are just going to disappear. And it's not all of that, we are like custodians, you know what I mean? We're custodians for our heritage, which we can then pass on to our kids and their kids and for everyone in the future. But I think if we lost these canals, the world would be a much worse place than it is today. You think about in time, all farmers and that, people left the countryside, they come to towns, working in the factories, the mills, like we've got a good example over there. You know what I mean? It really did in terms of transporting the goods. You know, it literally changed the landscape of the United Kingdom. You know, not only that, you look at canals today, obviously you've got a level towpath, which is brilliant, you know, for less able-bodied people to come along. Cyclists can use it, you know, you can fish it, and yes, there's fish in the Rochdale Canal, you won't believe that, would you? But there is. I've seen them pull them out when I've been stood here. You know what I mean? So there is fish in here. Pike, you name it, there's a few. But not only that, you know, like you can boat along it, you can canoe along it. People who like industrial archaeology, you know, people who study like flora, fauna, nature. Canals have got it all. Like one thing people don't realise, but like with climate change, the problem we're facing now, canals have got a brilliant job in cooling down. So what it's doing, it's absorbing a lot of them rays and it's much better. It's almost a living and breathing thing, and it's almost like we've got to a point now, we either do one or two things. We let it go, let it fall back into dereliction again, which would be absolutely tragic, or we try and do something about it. Yeah, people started coming back to the canal. Yeah, they weren't scared. They come back, walk along it. Boat movements, if you look at boat movements, since, if you want to call it, this group's been going, boats have come back. You know what I mean? It's good. And it's more of a campaigning organisation. I don't get paid for doing this. I've just got a lifelong love of canals, you know what I mean? I give up my time freely because I believe in it. It's not just the fact that I believe in it. Yeah, you think of the canal here, yeah, it could do so much good. Only maybe if our local councils, and I've got to say it, Rochdale Council, you know what I mean? I don't say it likely, but I know when I started Rochdale Canal Group back in 2020, they only seemed to be interested in Rochdale Town Centre, which is fair enough. But what you've got to realise is, the Rochdale Canal opened in 1804. You can't see it, but just to my right, you've got a short truncated spur which stops at a bridge and then it's filled in. Well, that was called Rochdale Branch Canal, and that opened in 1794. And that used to go for almost half a mile, running parallel with Oldham Road. Yeah, going underneath the beautiful halfpenny bridge. It used to go on the railway line now, which is trams, and it used to finish in the original canal basin at Drake Street. And for people who know it, even the navigation pub, it's not a pub anymore, but it's still there. But it faces the derelict land, and what I'm trying to get at is, Rochdale Council in a unique position. They own the first part of the infill branch canal. They own it, the stonework's still there. If I spoke to the Waterway Recovery Group, they'd probably come and dig it out for now. You know what I mean? The canal basins, if you have to build houses or flats on the original canal basins where the majority of the stonework is still there, even the working barges were there until recently. I've said to them, Luke, thinking down the line, thinking like forward, why don't you devise these apartments at the side of the canal basin and just leave the canal structure infilled? Yeah, what I mean, you're giving it a chance for the future. I mentioned previously about Brian Olden, who was stalwart of the Rochdale Canal Society, and he did so much good for the canal. Yeah. And there is a memorial bench which is wonderful, and that's at Littleborough. It's my firm belief, if he hadn't have done what he did, this canal won't be here today. And I think he should be remembered more than he is. And what better tribute really than creating basically a Brian Olden Marina. Yeah, so you can imagine In future, you can take your boat under that bridge, you can tie up. Opposite, there'll be independent shops, there'll be somewhere to have a nice cup of coffee, Canalside Visitor Centre, Heritage Centre, a place where public groups could come and do the stuff. That's quite feasible. Yeah, the canal's still there, but filled in. It's derelict land, what used to be a cotton mill. That's possible, and it's owned by Rochdale Council. So I'd love to see that happen. The canal, it acts as a catalyst in terms of businesses, yeah. You think about if we did the marina, you need people to run it. Not only that, people in the independent shops, you know what I mean, you're creating jobs. And not only that, you're improving the environment. And I think the canal could do so much good for so many people, and it really could put Rochdale back on the map as a canal port and destination.